Architects are back and more important than ever as the role of architect evolves in the era of the agentic enterprise. So what does this mean for you? Well, we're about to find out with Miriam McCabe, Senior Director, Architect Evangelism, and Trailblazer, Beach Horn. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, well, we're going to do a quick pulse check with you, our Salesforce Plus viewers, and our panel here. So we want to know, how fast do you think the architect role is evolving from business as usual all the way to hyperspeed? What would you say, Beach?
I'd say we're at hyperspeed right now and only going faster. It's wonderful to be at this kind of time where we're just adding the pace and come up with new features as we're going along.
Yeah, what would you say, Miriam?
Yeah, no, likewise. I think you were saying in your session just now, like how you love to adopt new technology and find out everything that's there is to know about it, and I'm in the same camp.
Okay, two hyperspeeds here. We'll see what the poll results are in a bit. All right, well, my first question is, how has the day-to-day changed if you're an architect in the rise of agentic AI? What abilities or skills are now most valuable?
What I'm finding is there's a lot more to do, and there's a lot more to learn, and there's a lot more to build, but it's really exciting. We've got new capabilities coming online for ourselves internally, and I see this right the way across the ecosystem. So it's a great time to be an architect because there's a lot of toys to play with in the basket.
Yeah, Miriam, what about you?
Yeah, fully agree. I love the toys, and I actually use quite a lot of those toys to accelerate some of the stuff that I do as an architect, be it, I don't know, reducing like a transcript from a discovery call into something that is going to approximate requirements. But I also think there's a lot of the stuff that doesn't change, like being a guide for implementations, being a trusted advisor to customers, leading the way on implementations. I think some of those things are still kind of the same.
And really having that learning mindset,
absolutely,
right?
Absolutely.
All right, well, where do you see the biggest opportunity for architects right now, and where do you see the biggest challenges?
So I think for architects, the biggest opportunities are in leading by example. There is so much new information, so much innovation coming at us, and we are one of the roles in an implementation team, for example, that can lead and showing others how to stay up to date, how to learn, how to embrace the technology while still staying grounded in the foundations of good architecture.
And I'd agree with that. The rate and the pace, keeping up to date and applying best practice is a real challenge. But there's also balancing the human side of it, making sure that you're keeping yourself centered, keeping yourself paced, because we're in it for the long haul. This isn't slowing down any time. So it's nice to be ready and paced and centered.
What do you think one of the challenges are as you look ahead?
I think one of the biggest challenges for us is a matter of getting information out. You get a lot more not much more noise compared to signal with AI. And how do you hone it? How do you refine it? How do you make it work for you so you can cut through and deliver what you need to?
Love that. All right, well, what would you say to an architect who's just starting to navigate this landscape in the age of AI? And what excites you most about where this role is heading? Beach, I'm going to start with you.
I'd say for any architect starting out, one of the biggest things is to don't be afraid to fail. But failing allows others to actually contribute and answer. If you pose a question online, for instance, you're probably not going to get many answers, but if you post a wrong solution, you'll hear about it from absolutely everyone. Now, a lot with the failures, you can actually hone and refine. You're going to throw out a lot of bad ideas, as well as a lot of good as you go along. But at the minute, no one really knows the right answer with anything agentic. So you've got to try, you've got to find out what works for you. And the only way you can do that is not to be afraid to fail.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, don't be afraid to fail. And also I'm going to say, find your tribe. Find in-person events such as this one, but also community-led events. Find your local architect user group and fail together and learn from each other's mistakes and discuss. Yeah.
I love that. Well, our poll results are in. 56% of our viewers say that the role of architect is picking up speed. So they might not be at hyperspeed with you guys yet, but definitely picking up speed. Well, the future is looking bright for architects in the agentic AI era. Thank you so much, Miriam and Beach, for joining us. If you'd like to learn more about how architect roles are evolving, just scan the QR code on your screen or go to sforce.co/architect-AI-era.